Hey guys, Jeff with Wisconsin RC Construction. I want to give you a quick update on the Trommel Trailer. That is the design by Brian M. I do have this thing kind of put together on my desk right now. Let me flip over on the camera. Let me get you showing you what I got going on. So here we have your Trommel Trailer. I do have it kind of mocked up. I do have a lot of pieces in place, but they're not set in. There is a lot of stuff that is screwed in, but not a whole lot. So like your hopper piece, I don't have it in its permanent location just yet. I want to make sure I get everything squared up and right. So this is your hopper. This is one of the ones that did take me the longest to print. So the auger does slide in and out. I did have to do some sanding to get that taken care of, but it smooths it itself out right now, and it's running really good. And with the motor on it, I think it'll run itself just fine once I get that solidified. Going up, we have your auger, or your trommel piece actually, and you guys have seen this before. This is the big, it's 3 to 4 different pieces. So you got your section of your gear, your big rock, your little rock, and then your massive pieces that'll come out the end. So, and I probably have to actually flip these around. Now that I'm thinking about it, I got a little backwards, guys. But that's an easy fix, because you know what? All these bolts is what holds it together, and they go together great. So all the holes did line up. I don't have any issues with any of the holes. So, the gearing itself is on there as well. So the gearing gets printed in place. It also, you can print yourself a little cog wheel to go onto the motor, and it rolls around on it just beautifully as well. So let me kick this camera over real quick and I'll get you a better... Alright, so on here we have your motor mount for your top of your, at the top of the trommel. This is where your gear goes into place, right up in here, which is run off of that. And there's also your motor top mount, which will house, I believe it's a 37mm motor. So once that's all in place, I still have yet to screw this one down. Not a big deal. I do have another one printed as well, because I wanted to make sure I had some black and some white parts, because there is some bearings that need to be run and print. So here is part of your spacer of it that runs and rides on the inside in here, and you put a bearing inside there, along with a 3D printed pin that goes into the holes in here. So this is how you operate that. Okay. The trailer itself is about 34 inches long, guys. This thing is massive. Okay. I have opted on mine to do the lift supports on this as well. So if I flip this over, you'll see on the back side here, I have holes up here and up here. This is the point where you would order your Tamiya Kingpin as well. For your front of this, I opted to 3D print my Tamiya Kingpin. I have found I like those a little bit better. They slide on the Tamiya plates a lot nicer. I do like the metal plates, but I'm going to go with this 3D printed plate. So there is spots in here to run the different material through the feeds, and then here is where your rear axles would attach to. So this is the time, if you guys are building along with me, this is the time that you would order up your axles. Okay, this thing is huge, guys. I really can't get it all into the same view. So, also, you have your 4-inch actuator that mounts into here, and this gives you about 1.5 inches lift, well, 1.5 inches worth of material here that will actually raise it another 4 inches. This will lift this trailer off the ground, guys. This is why I printed this version of the trailer. You don't have to get the lift version like I did. This is something that I wanted. I wanted to be able to get some of his conveyor belts underneath each section and pull the material out to the different spots. So that was my whole goal behind this with the lift system. There is feet that you have to print for your actuators itself. There's a lot of different small little bits and pieces I do need to print. There's a lot of parts I need to order yet. It will take a couple speed controllers. I haven't decided if I'm going to do maybe a potentiometer and how to power it. This thing will require 12 volts, so if you run it on a battery, you'll need to have battery placement somewhere, and you'll have to either have an on-off switch for your motors, a LiPo shut-off, or something like that. I haven't determined if I'm going to have a battery on the trailer, or if the trailer is going to be followed by another support vehicle that has a battery, larger battery, in it. I do have some 3D printed shipping containers that I can get some stuff wired up right, and we can plug some motors in on a potentiometer maybe. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how far I get with how fancy I want to take this. But all in all, this has been going really smoothly together. I don't have any complaints as far as how it's put together. All the parts went together nicely. They all intermeshed just the way I need them to be. They do hold nice and tight. You do use a lot of 3mm hardware. He does have a list of the hardware that you need on his site where you would download the file. So go back, check that, because he'll tell you what motor you need for the RPM, how many screws you need, and everything else. So I have used the 3mm hardware. It's a lot of 12mm, a lot of 14mm in length. I'm using lock nuts on the back side so this doesn't shake apart at any point in time, and it's going together really smooth. I really don't have any too big of complaints yet. I need another printer to finish this up. I do have another project starting. I need to print that to get that off to somebody else. So I want to get this done. I'm excited to get this done. It's starting to be summertime here. I want to start getting this outside. I want to run material through this pretty quick, guys. So I'm hoping to have this wrapped up here. That would end the build series once I finish all the electronics. But I need to make sure that you guys get notified, so make sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin RC Construction YouTube group. Hit that notification bell to let you know when I do post another video. Also, head on over to Facebook for the WIRC Construction. Excuse me. I do go live there a couple times a week. Answer any questions that people have, and we just go over some building stuff. But I'm going to end this one right now. I'm going to get back to building. So you guys have yourself a great weekend. Bye.